Hi, I just wanted to take a couple minutes to explain some of the things that we will be doing in class and why we're doing them. So, I've created a presentation. We're doing Moving Our Way to Success. We're going to use brain science to increase academic success. So, the first thing I want to talk about is the brain, and specifically talking about this red piece right here. This is known as the corpus callosum. Many scientists refer to it as the information highway. It's where information moves from the right side of the brain to the left side of the brain, and from the left side of the brain to the right side of the brain. Now, this is important because in order for us to truly comprehend information, we must be able to process it through the different lobes. Our brain has all different folders and processing centers. And so, in order to truly grasp a concept, you must be able to move that information throughout the brain. And we're going to talk more about which centers do what in a moment. But the first thing that we need to make sure our scholars are able to do is to cross that midline. Now, the brain is a muscle. So, just like if any of your other muscles were to be weak, you would have reduced ability to use them or use them in a way that is necessary. So if our kiddos have reduced ability to use their corpus callosum, or their corpus callosum is lacking, they're not going to be able to truly grasp what's going on in class because they're not going to be able to process that information. So you might be like, okay, well, what do I do about it? It's very simple. We need to have our kiddos crossing the midline, okay? So the midline is just the middle of the body, and there are many simple ways to do it. You can have them touch, right? So you can switch that or touch their separate ears. My favorite go-to to check and strengthen the corpus callosum is to take opposite elbow to opposite knee. So you will bring up and over. And for some kiddos, this is going to be very simple, and they're going to be able to go really, really fast. For some of our kiddos, you're going to notice that you're going to tell them that. They're going to say, okay, and then they're going to go like this. And they're going to think that they're doing what they're supposed to do. You may physically have to help them, okay, by grabbing their knee and helping them to touch. It might be slow. They're going to have to really work. So our kiddos and scholars that are having a rough time with that processing of information in the corpus callosum, they're going to have to put a lot of thought into being able to cross that midline in this way. And it's important that they build that capacity because in order to read and do other academic things, the midline crossing is going to strengthen it. So just like if you were going to have your kiddo try out for the football team or the basketball team, it would be helpful for them to do weights or drills or practices and things like that. The brain is the same way. It's important that we are helping our kiddos to strengthen their most important muscle, the brain. I'm going to make a couple more short videos about things that we can do to improve academic success when thinking about movement and neuroscience.